Hello everyone, it's Theme Park Avenue. I am Eric, and I have a new top 10 video today. Today I am ranking the top 10 roller coaster models in the world. Before I begin, I would like to thank you for getting me to 250 subscribers. This is a sort of special, because I have a new intro, new logo, new channel banner. I'm changing things up because I'm starting to grow a lot more. And because I've gotten to 250 subscribers, I'd like to ask that you subscribe to the channel if you've not already. I've been gaining a lot of support lately, growing a lot, and I've really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for that, and I hope you'll continue to support me. Now, as far as rules for this go, I have not been on some of these models. There are some fantastic coaster models out there, and I have not been on any of those roller coasters. So ranking these, part of it is personal opinion. All of the top few are of rides I've been on, and also actual quality and overall reception of the best coasters. And if a model is quite abundant and there's a lot more of it, it's going to have a better chance. Those that only have like one or two are not going to be in the top 10. Now that we have that out of the way, let's begin. Number 10 is MACK Rides launch coasters. I do not have any experience with these, but what I do know is that Helix is considered one of the best roller coasters in Europe. It's definitely the magnum opus for MACK Rides launch coasters. There's also some others like Manta at SeaWorld, San Diego, and a few others. But I don't know a whole lot about them. But I do know that launch coasters are really great overall, and MACK has some really fantastic ones. MACK Hybrids you may expect to make the list, but unfortunately, I thought there just weren't enough of them. That said, MACK Rides has a lot of launch coasters. Some are really great, smooth, good inversions, excellent intense layouts. I think they deserve a spot in the top 10. Number 9 is Gravity Group wooden coasters. Obviously, the Voyage is the main one here. Really fantastic roller coaster that I have not been on. The only Gravity Group coasters I've been on are Switchback at ZDT's amusement park, and if it counts, Coastersaurus at Legoland. I really do like Switchback. I think it's a good, intense ride. And if all Gravity Group coasters are as intense as that one, they definitely deserve a spot in this list. I personally think these wooden coasters are great. Not quite the best wooden coasters out there, but I don't have enough experience to really say which wooden coasters are the best. Voyage is definitely the best, but there's also Ravine Flyer 2 and a couple of others all around the country and the world. Gravity Group coasters are intense, have good airtime, they're really great, and definitely are one of the best coaster models out there. Number 8 is Intamin Prefab wooden coasters. I have also not been on any of these. El Toro was closed when I went to the park, and there are others like T-Express at Everland, and Balder at Liseberg. There are definitely a lot of good Intamin wooden coasters out there. El Toro is their best, and because it's widely considered one of the best roller coasters in the world and possibly best wooden coaster, I thought the model definitely deserved a spot in this list. Kind of like how Voyage kind of carries the Gravity Group wooden coasters, but there's also a great selection of those. I don't know a whole lot about reliability for these, but I know that airtime and intensity are really strong on T-Express and El Toro. So these Intamin wooden coasters are definitely great, but Intamin also has plenty more to offer on this list. Number 7 is B&M flying coasters. I really like most B&M rides, and flying coasters are one of my favorite models. I've been on Manta, Tatsu, and Superman Ultimate Flight. I've not been on Flying Dinosaur, which I hear is definitely the best one, and I think if I had gone on that, this could even rank one spot higher. B&M flying coasters are smooth, they really do kind of feel like you're flying, and have a certain experience that not a lot of roller coasters have. The intensity on them, especially in pretzel loops, is fantastic. I think Tatsu and Manta are some of the best roller coasters out there that I've been on, at least. I haven't been on a ton compared to some, only about 180. But I think B&M flying coasters are smooth, great rides, one of B&M's best models, and definitely deserving of a spot on this list. Number 6 is B&M inverted coasters. I would have put flying coasters higher, but I had to think about the fact that I just have not been on enough of the B&M inverts because these are a very abundant model. They're quite frightening to the GP because they hang you beneath the track, supposedly, but you know, they're really not bad. They are fantastic roller coasters with intense inversions, really great layouts, and a really interesting experience. I've been on Batman the Ride clones, Montu, Banshee, Afterburn, Raptor, and I believe that's it. I haven't been to any international ones, and there are also plenty of other good ones I hear about, like Alpengeist, and Patriot, and Flight Deck. I hear they're all really great. I love B&M inverts, they're intense, and the level of quality on all of them, even the weakest ones, is really great. And I definitely think they're one of the most fun and intense coaster models out there. Number 5 is Great Coasters International Wooden Coasters, or GCI Woodies. I have not been on any of these actually, but I know they're really great. The closest I've been on is Ghost Rider, and that does have a GCI retrack, and given that it's my favorite wooden coaster and one of my favorite coasters of all time, I think GCI must be deserving of a top 5 spot. The airtime and intensity you see on POVs of Gold Striker and Mystic Timbers, and so many other great roller coasters out there. It shows that GCI has some really, really great wooden coasters out there. The models are fantastic, layouts are always great, and if you look at Coaster Studios lists, you see that GCI coasters take up multiple spots in its top 10s, and that is quite an achievement, and therefore, I think GCI deserves a high spot on this list. Now, these top 4 are all ones that I have a lot of experience with. I've been on plenty of them and love them all. Number 4 is Intamin launch coasters. I'm kind of combining accelerator and blitz coasters here because they are both launch coaster models, and they're both by Intamin. I think it's fair to lump these together. And I have been on great ones. Maverick, Cheetah Hunt are great blitz coasters, and you have Top Thrill Dragster, Accelerator as accelerator coasters. They are really great rides. Top Thrill and Maverick are both in my top 10 roller coasters. Accelerator and Cheetah Hunt are fantastic. Intamin launch coasters are really fun, intense rides with excellent layouts and powerful launches, and they used to be one of my favorite models out there, and they still are to this day. My number 3 and 2 were really hard to pick because the two models are similar and both absolutely fantastic, all having spots in my top 10. But number 3, I put B&M Hybrids and Gigas. These are the same model, and all of the rides are amazing. I have been on Nitro, Goliath, Diamondback, Mako, and plenty of others. Those are some of my absolute favorite roller coasters. Mako and Diamondback especially are great. Airtime, intensity, occasional theming. I really think B&M Hybrids are fantastic. And Fury 325 is my second favorite coaster of all time. Intamin Hypers are what take the higher spot, and I'll talk about those in a sec. But B&M Hypers are really great. I think some of the best from Intamin are better, and Fury 325 is better than all of those, so it was a really tough call. But I had to give the edge to Intamin, but even so, B&M Hypers are really enjoyable, intense rides with excellent hills and occasional trims that kind of hold them back. And number 2, as I mentioned, is Intamin Hypers and Gigas, or Mega Coasters if you prefer. Millennium Force is my third favorite coaster. Most would disagree, but I think it's a fantastic ride with intensity, airtime, and a really great ride experience. Superman the Ride at New England is my 5th favorite, and I think if not for the restraints, it might be the best coaster in the world. And then after that, you have Thunder Dolphin, and you have Intimidator 305, and that's all I've been on. That's why I can't quite determine whether or not B&M is better. I've been on more B&M Hypers and Gigas, but Intamin has so many I have not been on, like Expedition G-Force and Skyrush, and plenty of others. Even though B&M does have Shambhala I've not been on, it seems Intamin coasters are more intense and have better layouts overall. I love both, but I had to give Intamin the edge here, and I hope most people agree with me on this one. Before naming the number 1, there are a few models I'd like to mention that did not make the cut. These are mostly ones that have a very small amount of coasters, so there aren't quite enough to name them like fantastic models. These are Gerstlauer Infinity Coasters, Eurofighters, MACK Rides Hypercoasters, S&S 4D Coasters, Bermuda Blitz by Vekoma, and RMC Single Rail Coasters. Now without further ado, number 1 is RMC Hybrids and Woodies. Given that these are both kind of the steel top track sort of thing, I thought I could lump them together. And even if I wasn't counting RMC Woodies, Hybrids would be number 1 on this list, hands down. I've been on 4. Wicked Cyclone, Twisted Colossus, New Texas Giant, and Steel Vengeance. And while this may be controversial, all of them are in my top 10, with Steel Vengeance being number 1. I think RMCs are incredibly smooth, airtime packed, intense, great inversions, long layouts, and really fast-paced, excellent rides. RMC is possibly the most innovative of all manufacturers today. They are really fantastic, and hands down, make the best roller coasters and coaster models in the world. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this ranking. Comment down below any models you think should have been on the list or your top 10. Thank you for getting me the 250 subscribers. Quickly, I would like to give credit to AmusementInsider and CoasterDash for allowing me to use their footage in this video. Thank you for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe to help support the channel. I'll see you next time.